The Count of the Last Crusade, Part 2, The Twilight of the Kingdom. When Raymond III of Tripoli emerged from the dungeons of Aleppo, the world he returned to was no longer the one he'd fought for. The sons of the First Crusaders were dead or broken, their kingdoms divided by pride and piety alike. The cross still flew above Jerusalem, but its defenders had forgotten the meaning of sacrifice. Raymond came home to a land of trembling faith. His hair was silvered by captivity, his heart tempered like Damascus steel. He had seen the strength of the enemy, and he knew, better than any man alive, that the Latin kingdoms stood upon borrowed time. In Jerusalem, King Amalric was dead, and his son Baldwin IV, the Leper King, sat upon the throne, a boy whose body decayed even as his spirit burned. Raymond became his counselor and protector, for in Baldwin he saw the reflection of his own cursed destiny, a man condemned to serve until death, yet unyielding to despair. Together, they forged a fragile peace with Saladin, the Sultan of Egypt and Syria, a man as disciplined in mercy as in war. For years, Raymond's diplomacy held the kingdom together, not by the sword but by reason. Yet peace is a crown that few desire. At court, whispers spread that the Count of Tripoli was too cautious, too willing to parley with the infidel. The hawks of Jerusalem, led by Raynald of Châtillon, thirsted for conquest and glory. They mocked Raymond's patience as weakness, his counsel as cowardice. But Raymond, weary of blood, had seen enough of graves. When King Baldwin's illness worsened, the factions sharpened their daggers. Raymond withdrew to Tiberias, where he ruled with quiet dignity, knowing that the storm was coming. Upon Baldwin's death, Jerusalem was left to a child, Baldwin the Fierce. And when that child too passed, chaos consumed the realm. The crown fell upon the head of Guy de Lusignan, a king in name but not in worth. His vanity and recklessness undid the balance Raymond had fought so hard to preserve. And when Raynald of Châtillon broke the truce, raiding Muslim caravans and mocking Saladin's restraint, the Sultan's patience ended. The year was 1187. From Damascus to Cairo, Saladin's banners rose like a tide. Raymond, old and weary, begged the king not to meet the enemy upon open ground, but pride is deaf to wisdom. Against his will, the Crusader army marched to Hattin, beneath a merciless sun. There, surrounded by the fires of Saladin's army, the kingdom of Jerusalem was broken. The true cross was captured. The flower of the Crusader nobility fell to ash. Raymond, wounded and disillusioned, escaped the slaughter only to witness the fall he had long foreseen. He returned to Tripoli, his heart hollow, his faith spent. In the months that followed, he sickened and died, some say from grief, others from poison, and still others from a curse older than any crown. By autumn, Jerusalem had fallen, its gates open to Saladin. And so ended not only the life of Raymond of Tripoli, but the dream of the First Crusade, a dream born of zeal, consumed by pride and buried in the sands of Galilee. Yet in the chronicles of men, his name endures, not as a conqueror, but as a man who saw truth in a world blinded by faith. The last Count of Tripoli who fought not for glory but for reason, in an age that had forgotten both.